What's up, everyone? UFC Fight Night Cannonier versus Imavov just happened, and I'm going to be giving a full card recap. So let's get right into it. Ryan Dos Santos versus Puja Tomar. Um, this fight, it was a pretty good fight, honestly, good scrap. I thought Dos Santos won like very clearly. I don't know how the judges gave it to Tomar, but I don't really care that much. It is what it is, you know. This was one of the predictions I got wrong. I did pick Dos Santos by decision, but both of them they looked all right. Tomar, she's got a good sidekick. She's got some okay striking. It just seems like she doesn't have a lot of power. So, I think she'll do all right in the UFC. She'll probably get to the top 15. But I don't think she'll fight for a belt. But it's good to, finally have an Indian in the UFC that can win, because once they start winning, then the UFC might put more resources in India and we can get some more Indian fighters. I'm sure a lot of people would love that. So that's a good thing. That's a positive that comes out of this. But I don't think she won, but it was a good scrap. On to the next one. Cody Stamann versus Taylor Lapilus. I went with Lapilus by decision. That is what happened. He was outstriking Cody Stamann, landed some good knees up the middle, good kicks. His takedown defense was great. He won 30-27. Good performance from Lapilus. Not much to talk about. Cody Stamann's not fantastic. Lapilus was just like kind of a level above him. He used his reach and like his length pretty good. He's got good kicks, good long punches, great knees up the middle. Um, but it doesn't seem like he has that much power, so I doubt he's going to be a guy who's getting a lot of KOs in the future. But he's going to be tough to beat because if you can't take him down, you are going to have a tough time with him on the feet. But yeah, on to the next one. Eduardo Mora versus Denise Gomes. A lot of people were going with Mora because she was undefeated. I thought Gomes was gonna win. She did win. I did pick her by TKO, just because I had a feeling. Sometimes you got to go with the feeling, like I did in the main event. But yeah, Gomes won a decision. I don't think it should have been split. I think she won pretty clear because round two she landed more strikes. Round one, honestly, I wouldn't mind you giving round one to her because of the guillotine. That was way closer to finishing the fight than anything Eduardo Mora did. I just don't trust these undefeated women coming into the UFC because a lot of them have not fought great competition at all. Like with Puja Tomar, she fought Stamp Fairtex, who's one of the best women's fighters in the world. She did lose to her, but at least she has that experience of fighting those good opponents. I really don't think Mora fought anyone that great. I didn't take a great look at her record. I just kind of went with Gomes because I don't trust these undefeated women's prospects. This is the second time Gomes beat one. Um, yeah, pretty good pick, I guess. It was a close fight. Not too impressed with either one of them, but it is what it is. On to the next one, John Castaneda versus Daniel Marcos. I went with Marcos by decision. So that is what happened. He was just a level above in the striking. He was landing his right hand all day. He was never really out of position. Um, he dropped Castaneda a couple times. He rocked him a couple times. I would have liked to see him throw more head kicks in this fight. I think he could have finished it if he threw head kicks. Maybe he was landing that right hand all day, so I feel like if he faked the right hand, put a head kick behind it, he could have caught Castaneda with that. Castaneda did have a couple moments in the last round where he was close to finishing him, but he just wasn't throwing punches. He was just chasing him because Marcos was literally like speed walking backwards, so he didn't get finished. That was pretty close at the end of the fight. But yeah, Daniel Marcos, he's pretty good. Some slick striking. Um, yeah, he's a great fighter. I don't think he's gonna get into the top 10. I could see him getting in the top 15. But with these bantamweights, you never really know because they're all good. So I'm excited to see his next fight. It was a pretty good performance, pretty entertaining fight. On to the next one. Brad Katona and Jesse Butler. I went with Brad Katona. I picked him by KO like a dumbass. I don't know why I thought Brad Katona was gonna get a knockout. Um, but yeah, I just couldn't go with Jesse Butler. I saw Guru picking him because he's a lot bigger. But I just can't trust a dude who got flatline KO'd brutally at 155 pounds, and then he cuts down an extra 20 pounds. I can't trust him to win a fight. Katona, in the third round, he was kind of beating him on the feet too, but he just dominated him in the grappling. Butler he was um, threatening some submissions, never really got anything close. Katona kind of stuffed all of it. Good performance by Katona. Jesse Butler's not great at all, so I don't rate the win too much. But yeah, Katona did pretty good. He cut Butler up pretty bad. They had a good scrap in the third round on the feet. Other than that, it was just all Katona in the grappling. But on to the next one. Andrea Lee versus Montana De La Rosa. I picked Montana De La Rosa by decision. That is what happened. Um, it was a pretty close fight. I didn't really have a reason for picking her. I just kind of felt like she was gonna win. She did end up winning. She was looking like prime Tony Ferguson in the second round, dude, throwing those up elbows. That was crazy. Um, it was kind of even, honestly. They're both like the exact same level of skill. De La Rosa was just a little bit ahead. I'm not mad if he gave the fight to Lee. It was close. A pretty low level fight. Um, Montana De La Rosa was landing a lot of clean punches, but just had nothing on him. Like even Andrea Lee's coach said, like those punches don't fucking hurt. They're arm punches, right? And Andrea Lee agreed with him. Um, Andrea Lee, same thing. She didn't really put much on her punches. There wasn't like a whole lot of success either way. The grappling, De La Rosa got close to a couple submissions. Nothing spectacular. It was a okay fight. It wasn't terrible, but Montana De La Rosa, she won. Charles Radke versus Carlos Prates. I went with Prates by KO or TKO. He got a KO, TKO. Landed the nastiest body knee I've ever seen. It was perfectly placed. It hit Radke in the solar plexus and the liver at the same time. It looked like you know where your solar plexus is and your liver, they're kind of close. It looked perfectly placed. um I thought it was a groin shot at first because of how he dropped. It was not. It was a disgusting knee to the body. Prates is really fucking good. Great striking, a lot of power. He uses his range very well. He's got great teeps. That's something I love when a long fighter like O'Malley, like they use teeps, and it works so well. A lot of guys that are really long and rangy don't use teeps for whatever reason. Carlos Prates does. He uses his range very well. He's got good boxing, a lot of power. He sets up his punches and his kicks very well. Um, yeah, great fighter. As for Radke, I don't have very high hopes for him in the future, but I think he will stick around for a while, get some good wins. He's a good fighter in his own right, but Prates is just really good. I think he will be top 15, maybe even top 10. I want to see him get a big fight next. Carlos Prates versus Chaos Williams would be a fucking banger. I'll just leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think about that fight. That is amazing. But on to the next one. Thiago Moises versus Ludovic Klein. I went with Moises by decision. I was kind of worried about it. This was the one fight on the card that I was really worried about. Um, because if he wasn't able to get Klein down, he probably wasn't going to win, and that's exactly what happened. Klein has some of the most like explosive takedown defense I've ever seen, because Moises was timing like perfectly timed double legs and just could not get him down. He threatened with I can't remember if it was a knee bar or a heel hook. I don't remember what it was, but was it really close? Klein just outstriking him. He wobbled him. He dropped him. He kind of just beat the shit out of him the whole time. Klein is really good. He's a good fighter. I'm excited to see him fight next. As for Moises, he's still good. It's just this is kind of the we found out there's like a certain level of opponent that he's just not gonna beat. If he can't take you down, he probably will lose to you because or ah, I'm messing up my words. I'm tired. I apologize. But yeah, if Moises can't take you down, it does get pretty rough for him. He's landed some good kicks in this fight. That's his best weapon, are kicks with his right leg. But it wasn't enough. Klein is just a better boxer, better striker, and great takedown defense. Nutty takedown defense, dude. If this guy fights grapplers, he's gonna beat them or just give them a run for their money at the very least, because his takedown defense is nuts. Um, On to the main card, Miguel Baeza versus Punahele Soriano. I went with Soriano by KO or TKO. He could have gotten a TKO at some point in this fight. He was dominating on the ground, letting a bunch of good shots. Baeza did get kind of close with some submissions, but nothing really worked. Soriano was just wrestle fucking him the whole time. He beat the fuck out of him. Great grounded pound. I don't really know how to judge this win. I'm not sure how good Baeza really is, but I like Soriano at 170 because he's a big, athletic, strong dude, but some of those middleweights were just bigger than him. He even said that in his post-fight interview. He also said if he lost, he was gonna kill himself. So I'm glad he won. But yeah, I like him at welterweight. I think he's gonna have a lot of success there. I'm excited to see his next fight. This was a great performance. A lot of people were picking Baeza. I thought he would win. I feel like the fight against Stoltzfus was kind of an off night. I don't know, not sure, but yeah, great performance from Punahele Soriano. Um, this was the fucking highlight of the card. Zachary Reese versus Julian Marquez. Um, Zachary Reese is a fucking beast. He has nukes for hands and amazing grappling. Um, we can pump the brakes a little bit because it's Julian Marquez. That's not a fantastic win, but I mean he flattened him in 20 seconds. I thought he was going to get a first round submission. I did go with Reese by submission. I didn't know he had nukes for hands. Um, I didn't look at the bonuses. I hope he got a bonus. If he didn't get a bonus, that's fucking wrong. Um, yeah, crazy. This guy's gonna be a star as long as he doesn't get like fluke slam KO'd. Because he's good on the mic too. I mean, he's got it all, bro. He's a powerful striker, and he's got amazing grappling. He's big, he's strong. I think he's like the second tallest middleweight on the roster, which is crazy because there's some tall middleweights. He's good. He's gonna be top 15, probably top 10. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets top 5. Middleweights who can grapple are gonna do well, and this guy has the power in his hands too. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he beat Bo Nickel. I think he'd beat Bo Nickel. Um, Crazy. This guy's really good. I cannot wait to see him fight in the future. I am a new fan of Zachary Reese. This guy is gonna blow up. He's gonna get to the rankings. I guarantee it. On to the next one. Bruno Ferreira versus Dustin Stoltzfus. Honestly, this was a fucking crazy fight, but Bruno Ferreira also fought like shit until he did catch Stoltzfus with a spinning elbow. It kind of lowered my hopes in him a little bit, even though he did win with a. That was the nastiest spinning elbow I've ever seen. By the way, I don't know how Stoltzfus didn't go out cold. Um, Fucking disgusting elbow. It was horrendous. It was amazing. Um, but yeah, Ferreira, I mean, he was backing up a lot. Stoltzfus was putting a lot of pressure on him. I mean, dude, you hit like an elephant and you back up that much. That's not how you're gonna win. Maybe he was a little off tonight, but he is still really good. He called out Bo Nickel. I would like to see that. Um, any middleweight that's unranked that has good striking, a lot of power, and good grappling is just like I'd like to see them fight Bo Nickel. Um, Stoltzfus, he was doing okay, but Ferreira just found the shot, knocked him out. Fahea is gonna beat people who can't put him out and can't take his fucking elephant power. He's crazy powerful, but he is gonna run into somebody one day who he's not gonna be able to put out. He's not gonna be able to submit them. You can't finish them, and he is gonna gas. He's gonna get KO'd again. He's gonna lose. I wouldn't be surprised if he does get top 15, maybe top 10. I don't think he'll ever be top 5, but you never know with these guys. They can get a lot better, they can improve. So we'll see. He's a ridiculously entertaining fighter. I can't wait to see his next fight. Bruno Fajea on any card takes it from here to here because he's really really exciting. But yeah, great fight while it lasted. Amazing knockout. On to the next one. Raul Rosas Jr. versus Ricky Tercios. Um, this I thought Rosas Jr. was gonna sub him in round one, but Tercios gave a lot of resistance. He also had a rear naked choke on Rosas Jr. and I don't know. I mean, Rosas Jr. maybe his mega chin helps him survive those chokes, but yeah, great performance from him. Tercios is not an easy guy to finish. He's not. I mean, Raul Rosas Jr. has insane grappling. I would have liked to see him strike a little more. I do want to see him strike, but his grappling is his bread and butter. He's great at getting people's backs and finding chokes. Um, he's 19. He's gonna keep getting better. He's gonna be top 10. It's just gonna happen. Even if he loses in between now and then, he is gonna get to the rankings. He's a great fighter, especially for his age. I mean, he's 3 years older than I am. 3 years. I'm 16. He's 3 years older than me, and he's on a winning streak in the UFC, which is fucking bananas. Um, yeah, awesome performance. Can't wait to see him fight again. As for Ricky Tercios, he did pretty good. I don't really care that much about him. He is pretty entertaining. He came out like a bat out of hell, throwing some kicks. That was cool. Um, yeah, great fight. On to the next one. This was the best MMA moment of the year. Nobody deserved to win more than Dominic Reyes. I'm so happy he won. I picked Jacoby to win because I can't pick Reyes to win until I see him start winning again, which now I would pick him to beat Anthony Smith. I'd pick him to beat Bogdan Guskov. I'd pick him to beat probably Johnny Walker. There's a lot of guys I think he could beat now. I mean, that loss streak he was on, let's be real. He lost to Jones. He did. He won. Then he lost to Blachowicz, who's like a top 3, top 4 light heavyweight right now. He lost to Yuri, who's the second best light heavyweight right now. And then he did lose to Ryan Spann, but when Ryan Spann, locks in mentally, he's one of the best in the world. He just doesn't fucking do it. Um, but yeah, I'm so fucking happy Reyes won, man. I want to see him versus Anthony Smith. He better have gotten a bonus. If he didn't get a bonus, Dana White might as well jump off a cliff because that's fucked up. But yeah, I'm fucking ecstatic that he won. This was the best moment of the year. I was fucking screaming. I was hyped. Um, yeah. On to this main event. I picked Imavov to win by KO. I thought he would win in the first round. He did not win in the first round. This was a shit, terrible, horrendous fight until the knockout happened. Jason Herzog, what the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to be the best referee, and you make such a dumb fucking mistake. Like, I cannot believe it. These are win bonuses and title shots on the fucking line, and Jason Herzog just comes in and shits all over the fight. I think Imavov would have knocked him out anyway if he let it keep going, but Cannonier was making a recovery, and Imavov does gas. So, I'm not even happy that I got my pick right, because it's just fucked up. It's barely even a win for Imavov. Like, let them get KO'd, dude. Fights at this level, the highest level, highest stakes, let them fucking go out, man. It is what it is. It's fucking fighting. It's violent. It's a violent sport. Let them go out. Your job as a referee is to worry about the fighter's health and enforce the rules of MMA. Do that. Don't overdo it though. Fucking insane, batshit crazy mistake from Herzog. I feel like the UFC with these referees, they should get a three strikes and you're out policy. If Herzog fucks up 2 times, get him out of here. Same thing with any ref, because this is serious fucking shit we're talking about, man. This is people's lives, their livelihood, their money, their income. This is important shit, and we need people who know what they're fucking doing. Like I know Herzog is a great referee. He's made some great calls before, but this is one of the worst calls I've ever seen in a fight. Um, and we can't just let shit like this slide. This is title shots and win bonuses on the line. I mean, Cannonier, if he made a comeback and won, he would have gotten a title shot. He would have gotten a win bonus, feed his fucking family more, buy him more Christmas presents. I mean, and that's all just out of his hands now. It's unbelievable. I hope Cannonier comes back pretty soon because he didn't really take that much damage. Imavov, I'd like to see him fight maybe Vittori or the loser of Hamzat versus Whitaker, and then he can get a title shot. Um, he was fighting pretty well. I'd say he won the second round, maybe even the third. He was winning the fourth. I mean, obviously he ended up TKOing him. It was a good performance from Imavov. It was a boring fight. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys thought. Overall, I got this fight right. So one, I got Reyes wrong. So I picked Imavov, I picked Jacoby, I picked Raul Rosas Jr., I picked Bruno Ferreira, I picked Zachary Reese, I picked Punahele Soriano, I picked Thiago Moises, I picked Carlos Prates, I picked Montana De La Rosa, I picked Brad Katona, I picked Daniel Marcos, I picked Denise Gomez, I picked Taylor Lapilus, and I picked Ryan Dos Santos. So I think that's what 11 and 4. I went 11 and 4 on the card. That's pretty good. I wish I could bet where I live, but I can't because I would have made some serious money. But it is what it is. Let me know what you guys thought. This was a banger card. Um, yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later.